The Scrum Guide provides a foundation for teams to build upon when implementing the Scrum framework. It leaves a lot to be interpreted, but that's by design. As your teams work in the Scrum framework and they inspect and adapt, they'll tailor their processes so that it best supports them and their pursuit to deliver value to your customers. I'm going to tell you a couple of stories of how I've altered ceremonies with my team so that it works better for us in the long run, and why just because it's in the book or just because it's the way you've always done it doesn't mean it's the best way for you. On a particularly complex project, my team was finding that stand-ups weren't effective anymore. They didn't just need to collaborate with one another to plan for the day, they had shared resources and other teams that they needed to talk to. It wasn't going to be good to have a scrum of scrums every day, and stand-up wasn't enough. So we opted for a middle ground. We started inviting folks that we really needed on the days that we needed them. As the project continued, however, we started inviting more and more people, more often, more consistently, and soon enough we were having 30-minute stand-ups with more than 20 people in the room. That's not really a stand-up anymore. Once we realized how far we'd gone and how far we'd really strayed, we took it upon ourselves at our next retro to take a look at our stand-up process and ask ourselves some questions about what was working, what parts of those 30 minutes were really adding the value we needed. Was there additional overhead we introduced because we were doing what we had always done and trying to scale it the wrong way? Turns out there were some problems with how we scaled our stand-up. We took a look at the format, threw away the traditional questions, and changed up our structure a little bit. We started meeting for 20 minutes instead of 15, and we did a little bit better attendance management of folks that were visiting. It's important to remember, this was done for a specific team in a specific circumstance. And whereas it may sound like a cure-all for the problem that your team's having, I urge you to sit down and take a look at your own process, separate from other teams and what they're doing. Just because it sounds easier doesn't mean it's right either. So take my words with a grain of salt and get creative with your process. If you need some help getting started altering your team's processes and understanding what ceremonies should be adjusted and which are good where they are, reach out to us, Project Genetics. We've got agile consultants, change managers, and a whole wonderful team of product delivery experts here to help you.